Hello, welcome to Chartbusters. We are coming to you live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studio. I'm Nigel, and with me is Mangalam. But we have results that are coming in thick and fast. Let's get straight to our first management. Signature Global, that's the one that's a little bit lower in trade. They reported their third quarter numbers. Understand what's the way ahead. Is there any tweaking in terms of the guidance that they've given us earlier? We have Rajat Kathuria, the CEO of the company. Hi, Rajat. Good morning and good to see you. When over the weekend, I met a friend who had come to see one of your apartments and they were quite happy and quite impressed. So good on you all on that front. But what about your shareholders? They'll want to know whether you're revising any of these numbers that you've given us earlier. The pre-sales number, I think the target was roughly around 10,000 crores, which will appear you're on target to hit that. However, collections, I think y'all are just around 53-55% of what y'all set out to do, which was around 6,000 crores. Do you want to revise any of these two numbers?
Yeah, Prashant, so thanks for inviting us to your show. So yeah, I see whether in terms of launches or pre-sales, I think we look very comfortable for the year. And even if you look at the trailing 12-month numbers, so while for this quarter, our pre-sales was about 27 billion INR. And, for the 9 months, it was around 87 billion. And if you look at the entire, trailing 12-month period, we've done 128 billion or 12,800 odd crores in terms of pre-sales. Likewise, even in launches, if you look at the trailing 12 months, we've kind of exceeded our annual guidance. We have a bit of catch up to do on both collections and completions. But this quarter is expected to be quite good on both of those parameters. And hence, we've kept the guidance constant.
So how much above 10,000 will you, sell this year? And how much below 6,000 will you collect this year?
So, Prashant, at least on the housing side, see what we are witnessing in our market is that as we are creating supply, at rightful price points, demand is getting created. So even if for these 9 months, while we've got an increase of about 8.5% in terms of realizations, but it still stands below 13,000 rupees a foot. So consumption is fairly constant. Last 4 quarters, every quarter, we are either a notch below 3,000 crores in terms of pre-sales or above. So, we are hopeful that consumption, the demand for, these middle income homes will stay robust during the current quarter while, all these, macro headwinds are, just kind of troubling the market. But at the local market level, it's kind of, fairly, going good.
That still doesn't answer our question. This year, how much above 10,000 crore will you be in pre-sales and how much below in collections will you be from the 6,000 crore guidance that you had given us?
So we will definitely surpass 10,000 crores in terms of pre-sales. So you're right that we'll cross 10,000 crores. It's quite in the face. And we will kind of, try to strive to 6,000 number. But, honestly, on both these numbers, let the, quarter pass by. It's tough to kind of, predict it with precision.
Okay, all right, Rajat. And, I think it's a Delhi collection, but Prashant's not in the studio. Nigel and Mangalam are in the studio. We are both the Mumbai boys, but no worries. So Nigel and Mangalam on the show. Let's talk about the debt number. That's been quite good. I mean, you'll have reduced the debt. What's the target out here? Because you've got a lot of construction that's going on as well. Do you see further room to reduce this debt, or do you believe it will stabilize at these numbers?
No, it will further reduce, Mangalam, my bad earlier. But yeah, it's bound to reduce further. So see, operating surplus is quite healthy. Even at the collection level of about, 3,300 crores for the first 9 months, we had a surplus of about 1,200 odd crores, which was split equally in terms of business development, and the balance went towards either debt reduction or debt servicing. So that's on a declining path. Despite us, staying active in terms of business development, we foresee this number to decline further, on a quarterly basis. So it should go below 500 is kind of, an early prediction, but it should fall below 500 by the end of the year.
All right, should go below 500 crores is what you're saying. You have both Nigel and Mangalam on the screen right now. The previous question was asked by Nigel and I am Mangalam right now. Rajat, be that as it may. What about the next year? The last few quarters you've been doing 2,500 to 3,000 crores of pre-sales every quarter. Do we see this run rate going slightly higher? So maybe something around 3,500 to 4,000 crores. Could we see FY26, you targeting around 12.5 to 14,000 crores in terms of pre-sales? And if that were the case to be, what would your collection target be?
So see, a little premature to give, targets for the coming year. We've been growing in terms of our pre-sales on a continuous basis. And the simple reason for that is the, sustained supply creation we've done. So even in these 9 months or 12 month period, we've consistently launched new projects at rightful price points and locations, where we've kept kind of, taken concentrated bets. They're all paying off, and gradually more and more macro factors are also supporting. For instance, this reduction in tax slabs by the government to now starting off reduction in repo rate. More infra developments taking place in Gurgaon, for instance. Phase 2 of metro is about to kickstart, and 2 of our 3 key locations will be very close to the new metro stations which will be coming up. So, all these things, we keep educating, our potential customers as they visit our sites. So definitely we are, looking northwards in terms of our next year target, but, we will wait to see where we close at the end of this year.
Okay, all right. Rajat, final question before we let you go. Could you quantify the launch pipeline?
During the trailing 12 months, I think we've done launches worth 17 to 18,000 crores. That's the full calendar year, I'm saying. Our dry powder is comfortably at least twice that size on which we are right now sitting and working on replenishment.
So around 3,400 crores, approximately.
35 to 36,000 crores of...
35 to 36,000,
yes, that's the dry powder we're sitting on
for the next
launches.
Over the next 1 year, is that correct?
Over the next 2 to 2.5 years, we don't need to launch everything at one go, but, we have that kind of, land potential and land resource with us in the company at this stage.
All right, we take that point. Wish you good luck, Rajat. And hopefully, by the next quarter you will be able to, give us a better outlook in terms of what you're expecting from FY26, and we'll have a better handle on how much above that 10,000 crore have you gone in pre-sales, and how much have you collected,
closer to the collection,
and how much closer to the collection you are as well. We'll take that, that point and take your leave as well.